The next law I want to talk to you about is the law of awareness. And the law of awareness just basically says you must know yourself to grow yourself. And underneath that law, I wrote these words in my notes that I want to pass on to you as we begin this session. No one can produce great things who is not thoroughly sincere in dealing with himself or with herself. It is impossible for you and I to grow if we don't seriously deal with our issues. And to deal with our issues, we have to be aware of them. And the more aware of them that we are, and the more willing we're able to deal with them, the more that we grow, and the more that we are unaware, the less that we can grow. So, this is a law about being aware of yourself and then realistically dealing with yourself, okay? When I think of reality, what Max Dupree said, the first responsibility of a leader is to define reality. This is one of my favorite little laminated cards. Let me just hang with me just for a minute. This is fun. A woman accompanied her husband to the doctor's office, and after the checkup, the doctor told his wife secretly, "If you don't do the following, your husband will surely die. I want each morning for you to fix him a healthy breakfast and send him off to work in a real good mood. At lunchtime, I want you to make him a warm, nutritious meal and put him in a good frame of mind as he goes back to work, and for dinner, fix an especially nice meal, and don't burden him with any household chores. Satisfy his every whim." On the way home, the husband asked his wife what the doctor said to her. She looked at him and said, "You're going to die." It's over, baby. It's absolutely over. Several years ago, I wrote a book called Put Your Dream to the Test. And really it was one of my favorite books I've ever written because it's really kind of helping people who have dreams to kind of ask themselves 10 questions to see if they have a dream that has potential of them reaching. And one of the chapters, one of the 10 areas I talk about in that Put Your Dream to the Test was reality. And I said that if you have a dream that you're going to reach, reality has to be the foundation of that dream. And so you've got to be able to stand on something that is solid. And if you have a firm, solid foundation, you can really grow and you can build the dream. If you don't have a firm, solid foundation, you just can't build any kind of a big dream. And reality requires awareness. If you're realistic, you're aware. I've never known an unaware person that had realism in their life. And so awareness is, I got to know who I am, and then I got to be realistic about how I'm going to really deal with this issue. When I was young and was counseling a lot, one of the main observations I had in counseling people is that most people are not realistic about themselves. They don't even see themselves in a realistic way. And I can remember, you talk about awareness and what awareness will do for you. I can remember as a young pastor, real small church, and there were 10 large churches in America. And I wanted to see them, and I wanted to talk to them, and I wanted to have an audience with those pastors of those great churches to ask them questions. I mean, I had a little dinky little country church. And so I can remember I didn't get to all 10 of them. It's another story, but I only got to 2 of them in the beginning. And I offered to pay them $100 to get to them and ask them questions for 30 minutes. And the thing that was amazing about, here I am, I'm a young pastor, and those two guys, they helped me so much. That they said, if you're going to build a great church, you don't want to be a shepherd, you want to be a rancher. And all of a sudden I thought, oh my gosh, I've been shepherding. I've been, kissing all the babies, and wow, I need to learn how to ranch instead of shepherd. And then he said, you want to stop counseling and you want to start equipping. They said, when you counsel with people, you work on their weaknesses. When you equip people, you work on their strengths. I said, oh my gosh. Now, let me just say this. I'm 24. And all of a sudden, awareness began to fill my life. And I went back to those congregations, and awareness just let me see the picture, let me see myself, let me see what I was doing wrong. let me realistically kind of deal with the fact that I was counseling, not equipping, I was shepherding, not ranching. And immediately within 3 months, everything began to turn around in my life. Just because of awareness.